So this is Claude Code, but I'm actually using an open weights model inside it, MiniMax M3. Now this model is completely open weights, you can download it and run it on your own computer, or you can use it through the MiniMax plan. It's literally a frontier model that's open weights, has a million contexts, and is multimodal. What does that mean? Basically, it can do anything: video, text, speech, whatever. And so in today's video, I'm going to show you how you can set this up by literally changing just a couple of variables inside of the Claude settings. And we're going to test it on my real SaaS across 3 different tests. Number 1, can it redesign my landing page and make it actually look and sound good? Number 2, can it find and fix real bugs in your production code? And number 3, can it suggest features? Can it get a holistic view of your application and come up with ideas and implement them? Well, let's test it out and we'll see. And thanks to MiniMax for sponsoring this video. You will get a discount link below, but it's not going to change my opinion. As you know, on this channel we do a real demo, so you're going to see it just like me. So this is the MiniMax site. You can get it on desktop, you can use it like a kind of chat model with M3, and you even have Max Hermes and Max Claw as well. But we're going to be using the platform API key. So over on platform.minimax.io, here you can go to API here up top, and you get 2 ways to use API keys, either a page-go key or a token plan key. Now we're going to go with the token plan key, you can see here. And now we're going to add this inside a Claude Code. And there's a way to do it, which it tells you here inside the docs. Basically, you want to open up the settings.json configuration and plop this in with your API key. So if I copy this and head on over to my code editor, you can see here that I have my settings.json open. Now, to open this up, if you don't know, literally just go to Claude and ask it to open it up and it will do it for you, because otherwise you need to go and find it, which is a bit of a nightmare. So let's go here, we'll paste that in, and we'll just take and we'll remove this top bit, bam, and this bit, comma, sorted, right. So now I've rearranged this here, we just need to add in our MiniMax API key. So if we head on over back to here, we can copy this, come and plop it in here, save, and boom, we can now use MiniMax as the model, right? Because that's what this assigns here. You can see that the context window, 1 million. So let's get started. So this here for context is my SaaS. It's called Scripty. Essentially, it allows you to find video ideas, script them, and package them up all on a single platform. So the first thing I'm going to want to redesign here is the landing page. So the current landing page we have, I don't think it's that good. I think it could really be enhanced. So we're just going to let it go wild and see what it can do here, because this was me letting Claude go wild and it wasn't too good. So here we go. Redesign a landing page for clarity and CTR. So here we go. Redesign a landing page for clarity and CTR. I'm happy for a brand kit change, i.e. changing the typography and stuff. If you think it will make it better, make sure to create a new branch for this, because we do not want them to be getting crisscrossed with other work that's going on. So I'll send that in here and I'll see you in a minute. So it's been almost 13 minutes and it's done. Let's check it out. So I'm going to get it to open up the HTML for me so we can look at this side by side. Oh wow, right, that is so much better than our actual one. Because look at this on the side by side here. On the left we have our actual SaaS, and on the right we have the suggested upgrade from M3, and it is so much better. It's like night and day better. Look at just the hero, because I hate this hero section. It's like saved it, your next video, written in your voice, packaged to click. Drop in a half-formed idea, finds angles. And then this here looks so much better as a graphic than this one. I don't like this either. And oh, that strip along it is so nice. I am so impressed, and I love the fonts and everything about it, man. Let's look at it just in full, just to see it in its full glory. Yeah, I mean, it's just night and day better, isn't it? Let me know in the comments below what do you think. I think it's so much better, man. Oh, and then that's a nice way to close out as well, isn't it? And so this session here then costs about $3.50, as you can see, and how much it's used in this model. So about 200,000 here. But do remember, that's not how much you're going to actually get charged, especially if you're using a token plan. And remember that it is an open weights model, so you can actually go and get it and run it on your computer completely for free as well. Hence why it's so cheap through the API versus the other frontier closed weight models. So let me know what you think in the comments below, but I have M3 winning over Opus 4.8 here, night and day. Right, test number 2. We're going to find and fix a bug and make sure to use a new branch. And the important part, tell me the result like I'm a non-technical guy, because the problem with these types of videos is often they end up becoming like weirdly technical for bug finds because it finds some weird thing that you probably don't care about. We just want to see how it gets on. So let's see how it gets on. So here's the plan that it's generated, which is so good. We're able to get the Claude Code that you're used to, so plan and implementation, but all using the model we want, which is M3, and it's much cheaper. So here the bug, generate packaging stream. Right, so results in every cancelled stream. So credits stay charged, the user's paid for a result they'll never see. This is a massive bug. So yeah, sort that out, man. Yes, and bypass permissions. Right, that was so fast. Holy moly. Let you see this. So, the thing I was saying was so fast is how fast M3 is at working, even when the effort level is ultra code. Because normally in Opus, when I have ultra code on and I say like open up an HTML, it will still take like 20 seconds just to open it up. It's crazy. It's like it runs agents. Whereas here, it made an HTML report in 20 seconds and opened it in 5, which is sounds, like obviously it should, but it normally doesn't when I'm using these frontier models. Anyway, so the actual thing itself took about 20 minutes, including there was like 2 minutes of that where I forgot to answer a question that it had. But if we look over here, it's this SSE cancel refund fix. So basically, if you imagine a customer clicks generate packaging, the server chews on transcripts and AI for like a minute, they close, refresh or whatever, and the server should say cancelled, let's refund it, right? But actually what it does is it just keeps the credit and the job just sits in a limbo state, right? Script generation already had this fix, but packaging and researching didn't. So anyone who closed like a research tab mid-flow, they just got charged and lost everything. So everybody was getting hit by this. So what they've changed, some files here. How do you know it's actually fixed? Trigger packaging or research generation, blah, blah, blah. What I didn't fix, so even found more bugs that surfaced as part of this research and it's telling me about them. So Stream Secret is in a wrong account. Doesn't refresh the credit pill after success. Subscription handlers on this. Let me see, only shared customer IDs can miss target, deduct monthly credit, swallows transient AV errors, and can reset a day's accumulated usage. So it's found some more bugs. So we'll let it go and sort that out, but honestly, I am so impressed with, first of all, obviously at finding this, but just like little things, man, like this HTML looks so nice, right? But like if we open up the HTML that Claude made for this video script, like look at how dreadful this looks, right? Versus what this just made in like 20 seconds. So honestly, it's so fast, so good, and the ability to go above and beyond and say, by the way, there are some other bugs, I'm really impressed by. So I'm just going to get it to go and fix the other bugs, and we'll move on to test 3. And for usage for test 2 here, it's almost $35. 2 million tokens it's used to go through all of this, create the solutions, etc. And despite that, it is so fast. Like normally this type of test format that we do would take me like 2 hours and I'd have to cut it up. This one's taken me like in total now like 45 minutes, and I've been, I've done test 3 already. So I mean, I'm so impressed. Right, so finally we want to give it like a holistic problem to solve, i.e. find and build a feature on its own and show me the before and after. So let's say it. Find me a feature, find and implement a new feature, and show me the before and after. Make sure to use a new branch, of course. And we'll send this in and see what it comes back with, because essentially this final test is me seeing how much context can it really get of the product and what would make it better. Now it'll be interesting here to see if it does go to check out like the Kanban board that we work with, or what it's going to do. So I guess let's wait and see. So this one's done. It's taken about 14 minutes-ish. They gave me a before and after and stuff all inside of the chat, but I want it as an HTML that I can actually see. So now they've done this here. So basically what they've done is we have this thing called a voice profile. So it extracts from your videos your voice, and then it uses this extraction, this idea, to then turn the AI script to sound like you, right? Now before, we literally just had this block here and it would just say the voice card was ready, right? But the contents was hidden, and all you can do is rename the profile, swap some video URLs, and that's it. But you can't see inside it, right? Whereas now, it's proposed a new feature where you can actually see and manually edit your personalized voice card. So here you can see the sections, words, videos analyzed in the last refresh, some signature catchphrases, that's awesome. The source videos, then the sections, so overall tone and energy, greeting and opening style, catchphrases, sentence structure. Oh, that is absolutely amazing. So yeah, I mean, that's nuts. Implement it. So go implement it and let's see, man. Implement and let's see. Because this is nuts. This would like turn the product from being, just average to amazing, because it's now no longer this like black box feel of does it actually work. It looks now like it works. You can then extract that into being more than just YouTube scripts. It's like your entire writing platform. M3 is impressing me so much, man. I actually can't believe this. I mean, look at this. And finally on test 3, the usage is about $16, about 300,000 input here. But you can see that's 25 million cache reads, so this is basically where the AI is continually running through parts, like different files or whatever, that it's continually looking at in different messages. So that's why the cost isn't relative to this input, but to the entire thing, just for context. And as I said before at the beginning, 16.15 is not relative to the actual cost that I've incurred, because I'm on a token plan. So even like here, this starter one, I'm still going to get 500 million for $10, which is crazy. And there you have it. So honestly, it wins everywhere for me. Landing page, it redesigned much better than Opus or even GPT 5.6. It found and fixed a real bug and then told me about other ones that come up. And side note, it's super fast and has really good taste. And thirdly, it's actually built something that people really would want and that makes the app seem attractive. It really understands what we're trying to do here and implements it. So thanks for watching, and if you want to use MiniMax, you can get a discount below. Go and check them out, and I'll see you next video. Take care, bye bye.